the real benefits of NoFap are, one is you start to be a real human being where you're not watching any of this stuff, where you're not consuming any of this, where you're just wasting time, your energy, and you could be doing something else productively, like going out, going for a run, going for a hike, talking with your family, just doing other things that are more productive, like I don't know, like playing soccer, playing some hoops, all this stuff. And when you really, start to slowly overcome, just jacking off, no fap, yeah, you just stop fapping. You really, you really do discover yourself, where you become the real you, where you're not hiding away. You don't feel shameful, and you don't feel guilty. You don't have that thing in the back of your mind, if only they knew that I was checking off, not doing all this stuff. You instead, you're just being a real authentic human being, just like how we should be. You start to be the real you. And on top, you start to be more productive, instead of watching all that stuff, instead of watching porn, watching it, seeing it on TikTok, seeing all this provocative content. You would rather go out and chase your goals. Go out, go for runs. You go out and just start a business. You do all this stuff, and on top, since you've been fapping less and less, you have more energy. You have more ambitious, not ambition, and you just start being more productively, and that's bad for you. So you pick, just chasing your goals, doing all this stuff, and you just be more productive. And yeah, and on top, since you're watching, watching, you're not watching, you're chasing your goals, you're doing all this stuff. You're all of a sudden you're more confident. Why? Because you've been on NoFap. You haven't been watching porn. You haven't been doing all this stuff. And since you're more confident, you have better self-esteem. Your self-image is gonna be way better than the version of you that just watches porn every day, at night, in the mornings, and have higher self-esteem, where you're gonna carry yourself more with more confidence. You're gonna be more sure about yourself. You're gonna be able to speak to humans, to people, rather than just hiding away, not wanting to talk to anyone, not wanting to talk to girls, because you've been fapping, and then it's gonna be awkward around them. And you just start being a real human being, where where someone that just doesn't watch that stuff. And yeah, you also start being productive. You chase your goals, you chase that bag, all that stuff. And since you've been doing that, you're gonna be even more attractive to girls, because you've been on NoFap, and you've just been focused on you. You're not doing any of this stuff. And since you've been on NoFap, you're gonna have higher confidence, and better self-esteem, and you're just gonna carry yourself more, and carry yourself with reassurance that like that you are that guy. You just see yourself like that. And imagine that, and the version of you where he just watches porn, and he just wasting time, not doing anything, not being productive, just wasting his energy, his potential on porn. It's not good for you. And yeah, just the benefits is, you start being a real human, where you start to be the real you, where the real authentic self, where you don't feel shameful, you don't feel guilty, And another one is, you start being productive. Instead of using that energy towards that, you start using your energy towards your goals, to your business, to finding ways to make money, to to bodybuilding, to building muscle, all this stuff. And you just on top, you're more confident in yourself. You're better, you have better self-esteem, and you're on top of that, you're less afraid to talk to girls, because less afraid to talk to the mamacitas, all this stuff. Because imagine how you would be if you watched porn and then you would go talk to go speak to a girl. You wouldn't be your best self, during that moment. But imagine, you've been on NoFap, all this stuff, and then how you would go talk to that girl. Matter of fact, to those people over there, to other people, how would you carry yourself? You would carry yourself more better than the version of you where you're just watching all this stuff. And yeah, you start to be a real human being. You start to instead of using that energy towards porn, you start to be more productively, be more productive. I mean, and you're not afraid of girls. You're not afraid of talking to people rather than hiding away and just not wanting to talk to anyone. And you have better self-esteem, better confidence, and you carry yourself with reassurance. You're sure of yourself. You see yourself as that guy. And you should just get on NoFap. Matter of fact, don't even think about NoFap. Just tell yourself, I don't watch that stuff, and you just do more better than just telling yourself, oh, I'm not on NoFap. And yeah, just you start being a real human being, real authentic self. You start to be the real you that you're supposed to be in this world, and you start to be more productive. I mean, fuck, keep fucking that shit up. Where instead of using that energy, wasting that energy, you're using that energy productively, and you're not afraid of. You just start to talk to girls because you've been on NoFap and you're not afraid of them. You don't see them as objects. You see them like a real human being, as it should be. Instead of rather than seeing them like how you would see in porn. You just see them like a real human being. You see that one girl has nice shoes, and then you just go up to her and say, oh, you have nice shoes. And it's like, oh, thank you. All this stuff. You start to be a real human being, and you be more confident, better self-esteem,